As your pitchers get older and advance through the different leagues, eventually they'll come to the situation where they have to deal with runners on first base who can not only take a lead, but can steal. To help prepare them for this, we have to teach them 4 things. Number 1, we have to tell them about the new rules that come along with pitching from the stretch. Number 2, we have to show them how to deliver the baseball. 3, we got to make sure they can pick to first base when needed. And number 4, make them understand what balks are and how to avoid them. Let's check those out. Pitching with runners on base can sometimes be a little confusing. Let me see if I can simplify it for you a little bit. First thing we have to talk about is the pitching rubber. That's the white slab on the top of the mound. You'll notice the guy's foot is slightly behind that rubber. This is called being off the rubber. When you're off the rubber, you are simply an infielder. You can make all the movements an infielder makes. Now we're going to have him put his foot in front of the rubber or on the rubber. Okay, you'll notice he is not on the rubber, but his foot slightly in front. He must be here to take his sign from the catcher. Now let's look at his position. He's standing upright, fairly relaxed, getting his sign. What we don't want is to have him leaning forward, putting extra pressure on his back. Okay, guy, let me see the position again. Now remember, when his hands are separated, when he's on the rubber, he can move his shoulders. If there's a runner at first base, he can turn and look. Go ahead, let's see that. And come back to target. No penalty there. Now, once he gets his sign from the catcher, he will bring his hands together and his feet together. From previous videos, this is called the elevator position. Now, once he gets here, this is being set, or you'll just hear it called coming set. His hands are together. Now he can't move shoulders or knees. The only thing he can move is his head. Now, what happens if his nose itches? If he has to break his hands to itch his nose, that's a balk. Something we'll talk about coming right up. So if he can't move anything, what happens if there is a problem? He's got one option. He can step back off the rubber. Show us that. Once he steps off the rubber, he becomes an infielder once again and can do whatever he wants. As he steps off, what we want him to do is break his hands so that when he gets back on the rubber, he doesn't get on the rubber in a set position. So go ahead and get back on the rubber. You'll notice his hands are separated. He'll get his sign. He'll come set. And now he can either deliver the baseball, or if he wants to change pitches or something goes wrong, he can step off. Go ahead, step off for me. Perfect. Now let's move on to delivering the baseball to home plate.